There you go. Perfect. You good. And then, just get the microphone as close as possible. Check 1, check 2.
Yeah.
There we go. Tell me, can you hear yourself well?
Yeah, I can hear myself well.
Do you want to get turned up?
Am
Am I too loud?
Yeah, you might be a little too
I'm
loud,
a little too loud. Okay,
but
so
it's fine.
check.
Yep.
Is that better?
Yep. Yeah, that works.
Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry for the brief interruption. I wanted to take a second to say, please like and subscribe to the show. Leave us a comment. It helps us grow in a major way. And we just added something new to the podcast. Send me a text message. Let me check the number. 661-276-8043. You guys will get access to content before anyone else, and I'll send you something funny. Now let's get back to the show. Whoosh. Are you sure?
Perfect.
100%. All right, fuck it. Let it roll. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing. So wait. What is graba? It's just a tobacco leaf?
It's a tobacco leaf. It's I could say it's like a backwood. The way it hits. Some people roll it up in the leaf, and some people dry it out and crush it up and put it in a paper and smoke it like that as well.
Okay.
It's different.
I absolutely love that, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm like that philosophy. I like to learn something new every day. I know maybe it sounds cheesy, but I've never seen this before. Like, I mean, obviously I showed you I have my little bit of tobacco. I guess it's a tub of tobacco, so it's not a little bit. But, we're going to find out how it tastes right now. Yeah. There we go, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. If you mind me asking, how long have you lived in LA or around
Okay,
LA?
yeah, it's a good question. So I grew up in Moore Park, which is like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes from where I'm at right now, where we're at. And then when I was like 10 years old, I moved to Santa Clarita, so where we're at right now. Obviously not the same place, but then I moved away to like Miami, South Florida for like 4 years, came back. So, I mean, I've been out here pretty much my whole entire life, so I'm a LA boy, that's for sure. But I never lived in the actual like city. Like I'm in LA, This is LA County, right? But not
LA,
LA, downtown LA or anything like that. So, and it's been nice because I'm so close. Like in retrospect, right? Like Newhall is still so close to, Sherman Oaks, downtown, like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the fuck it is, right?
Yeah,
wherever I want to go, right? And so, but I still get that kind of like smaller town feel for sure. So it's pretty cool. I really do enjoy it out here a lot. The wife and I were thinking about moving, closer because she's a union makeup artist and she works, all the fucking time. But we made a conscious decision that I would get her a Tesla and we would stay out here. So that's definitely what we just did. So
legendary.
Yeah, it's cool, man. But I think you asked me a question before. Yeah. So I still work in the hair industry. I help run a professional hairstyling tool company called Ergo Styling Tools. And we make high-end brushes and blow dryers and things of that nature. And so this is something I do outside of that as well. Yeah. And it takes up a lot of time, but it's one of the most enjoyable things I've ever done. That is for sure.
I get to smoke it?
Oh, fuck yeah, dog. Absolutely. Light that shit up. So what's your story, man? Where are you from, bro? Okay. Where's your origin story start?
My origin story. So I'm Ethiopian.
Okay.
My background, Ethiopian. But I'm from Northern Virginia, Falls Church, Fairfax area.
Okay.
So I've been there since birth till I was 18. And then I transitioned out to college in Pennsylvania. After graduating from school, I ended up going to North Carolina for work, then Texas for work, and then ended up moving here.
Jesus, so you've been all over.
Yeah. So I'll break it down.
Yeah. So wait, Virginia, you said you're Ethiopian. Are your parents from Ethiopia?
Yeah.
Grandparents? Okay. All right. How did they come to America? What was, because obviously it's a different culture, different lifestyle, a lot of shit going on. If you could just kind of explain that.
I don't know how my aunt and my mom did it.
Yeah.
My mom is a G, straight up. I feel like I'm like 10% of her, straight up. Because of like, the obstacles that they went through. Like, man, I've heard the craziest stuff. But, hey, they got it here. She's sacrificing, her life in order for me to propel, let's be real. And then I feel like I'm going to be my last sacrifice for my family to actually propel. Like, all the seeds that I plant, hopefully for my sons and daughters, they take care of it and they offspring from it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
No, I love that. It's so crazy because we don't, I don't know, especially like our generation. How old are you?
I'm 27.
So you're 27, right? You're a millennial. I'm a millennial as well, right? And we just don't, the type of sacrifices that our parents made, right? Especially like your, you know, your mom and your aunt, right? And other families out there as well. It's fucking crazy because it's such a different time. And yes, all, you know, I know things aren't perfect. Yes, there's crazy shit going on in the world, but it is the best time that it has ever been to ever be alive, right? Even with all the chaos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the sacrifices from generations before is absolutely insane. And so for your mom and your aunt to come here to give you an opportunity, do you have siblings?
No, I have none.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Near the time of my birth, my dad got in a car accident. So it was literally me and my mom throughout my life.
So he passed away.
No, no, no. He
Okay.
he went into vegetable state. And my mom is caring. Like I know where I got my energy from straight up, because she never gave up on him. You know, so
Yeah.
she's still paying thousands a month just so he could be comforted and, you know, taken care of. And it's wild. Like her love for him is very deep. So I know where I get my love from.
Whoa. How long has that been?
27 years. Imagine, like, you have a husband that's a caregiver. Like he wants to do everything for you. He's like, don't worry about anything. Relax your feet. I'm gonna take care. And this is how he was. And it's crazy because I met people outside of my family about my dad in Ethiopia. Like, he's saying that he's a legend and he took care of me and he did this, that. There's a time I literally was coming home. Like, I flew in from LA to a VA, and my Uber driver kept looking. My Uber driver kept looking up at me, and I was like, yo, I do not want to be in here. But she was like an older Ethiopian lady, so I was like, okay. And then she was like, what's your name? I was like, Anweezy. You can see it from the app. She's like, yeah, this might be crazy, but is your dad Abrar, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, ooh. He's like, man, that's a very good man. I'm so sorry for whatever happened to him. He's like, I had a very strong relationship with your dad. He took care of me back home. He made sure I was good. This. And I ain't gonna lie, I was just frozen because I didn't even see my mom yet in like a year and a half. And that's the first thing that happens before seeing my mom. I was just like, oh, this is heavy. So, yeah, like I said, I know where my energy came from, like where love comes, like my style of love, how I care for people. I know where.
For sure.
It's obvious.
That's got to be so hard though, man, because, you know, when I was 17, I lost my dad. He passed away from a massive heart attack, right? And I've met a lot of people that have gone through similar situations, but to speak with someone that your father is still alive, but in a vegetable state, and your mom is still caring for him, and it costs that much money.
It costs a lot of money, man. It costs too much money.
I fucking hell, man. Yeah. You know, I could say sorry, right? Obviously, but it doesn't matter, right? It's just, it sucks. It is what it is. But you take that energy and you grow from it, and you learn from the lessons of how much your father, what he did prior, and your mom, right? Your mom does sound like a fucking G. Yeah. I can only think too, like, because my relationship with my own wife, right? If something happened to her, like, yeah, I would do the same, right? I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't. I don't know.
It's crazy.
It's weird.
It's wild because I don't know about the day and age we live in now. We tend to give up very easy, and it's not. And that's towards like a topic, like it could be like a skill set, a hobby, people, business. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just maybe we like to test trial more. I don't know, but it's just. Yeah, my mom is a G. She came with her sister, my aunt, with $100 to America.
Wow. That's the American. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So then that's why, like, me and my mom, we have a different kind of relationship. She knows that she's my backbone, straight up. Like,
love that.
Like, but she doesn't. It's not like she gives me anything. She just knows I'm like. She's like this. She would tell me when I was younger that, like, literally, if I'm gone, you're all you have. And it's the truth. It's not even like she's trying to scare me or anything. It's just like she can only tell me this. She's like an Anwar, like I love you, but once I'm gone, you have to kind of figure this out, you know? She's like, I can just play chess for you, you know what I'm saying? But it's on you. Like, so really, really think about the choices that you're doing and navigate in a way that makes sense for you, you know?
100%.
And just be truthful. So as a kid, I see myself, I was a smart individual towards math. I was a numbers guy. I was an AP, IB. I'm a nerd, you know?
Shit.
Yeah, I did all that stuff. I was, you know? So my mom made sure that I stayed in that path. She was just like, whatever you do, stay in numerical path, stay in this number path, you know? And she knew. She's like, this is it. So when I was growing up, I used to sell so much stuff, man. I know people from Virginia could back me up. I used to have shoes to the ceiling. I literally used to have like over 100 pairs of shoes at like 16 year old. But then you would have to question, like, how is he making that money? So like, I used to flip shoes, flip clothes. I used to I was a hacker. I hacked T-Mobile when I was younger, big time. I used to made a lot of money from that as well. I used to flip, even as a kid, I used to flip burgers. My mom used to laugh. Like I used to bring people up, like, yeah, and I was like 12 at that. I already knew, like, in the mindset of hustling, you know. But now it's different because like I was able to build myself in a way that gave me different choices of plans, you know. So now it's just like, even if I want to test trial it, it's like, what am I going to sacrifice out of the blueprints that I've created to do something I actually love? So
I get that. What do you think that's from, though, right? Because like that hustle, that drive that is in some individuals, and, you know, unfortunately it's not in a lot, right? And so is that from, you know, the struggles with your father and your mother? And
it is, but I'll be honest, I can't do the same struggles that my mom did. Like I can't work. Like in the beginning, I couldn't work at McDonald's for every day, 60, 80 hours a week. It's not happening. Like I can't do that type of work. And that's throughout my time. Like the places that I worked at as a kid, Upton Hill Regional Park, a laser tag place, Ultrazone, like these places weren't mentally like
stimulating.
No, they're just, yeah, exactly. They weren't mentally stimulating, but you have to push through it, and that's her. Like that's not me. Like I have to be stimulated. So even I went to school for computer science and mathematics. I got great degrees. Right now I could stop what I'm doing. I could just work corporate, make 6 figures, and block off the world. I could just be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm gonna start my life. But instead, I built that, but that's not what I like doing. So I'm gonna be irked out, and that's what happened. My first job when I left college, I worked for Fidelity. I hated it.
Damn. Isn't that crazy?
The thing about me is I'm not scared. Like I'm not a person that's gonna drag myself, you know, years to find out. Like I don't feel good now. I'm not gonna feel good tomorrow. When is this gonna be fixed? You know, so like, what I do is I navigate with heart, but I still have to. It has to make sense for the situation. So I was 4 months in. I was like, oh my goodness, the management doesn't even know what they're doing. I get it. Everyone's entry level, but they don't even know like what are you gonna do? Have 8 people among one team and have one person be the BA, the software engineer, the QA? No, man. It has to be even balanced. So
has to be.
It didn't make sense for me. I told them I don't think it's a great fit for me. We did a mutual agreement. I disconnected. The next day, I end up talking to this manager, David, legend. He's a legend because he's one of the low-key, I've never mentioned him. He's one of the people that tried to push me out. Like he's just like, bro, you do not belong in tech. Like he's like, I get it, you're a smart guy, but try other endeavors. For him, he wanted me to be a motivational speaker, and he's a guy that was a director for Microsoft, transitioned to Rackspace, made smart moves in Rackspace, and now he branched off. I think he's a writer. He told me, he's like, long term, I just want to be a writer. Like I just want to write stuff about my journey and this, you know,
follow his heart.
Yeah, exactly. So he told me, he's like, man, you're a smart guy. He's like, I get it, money here, but you can sacrifice right now, you know? So
that's what it's about though, right? When you're younger, right?
Exactly.
Take those opportunities, man.
Yeah.
It's like so many people, when you're young, right? You have the ability and the time to fuck up, right? You can make those decisions, or you can reroute, and you can do that at any time in your life. But when you're younger, especially, it's a lot easier. You know, when you go back though, for you, your story when you were a kid growing up in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
What was that like? I mean, what was it like growing up in Virginia? Because
Okay.
you were a hustler, right? 12 years old,
Yeah.
stacks of shoes, all that
Yeah.
shit.
But
But
I didn't care. It's not even like I didn't care for it. Like I didn't care for money. I wasn't. I couldn't. Like if you knew me, you knew, like literally anyone could say, Anwar, smart kid means the absolute. Like he doesn't want anything from you. Just likes to be there. Like just energy wise. And it's just because if I'm being real, I was an only child, so like I didn't like being home. I can say I appreciate over 100 families that brought me in Virginia alone.
wow,
That would just be like, yo, man, because my mom is working 24, like she's working her ass off.
Yeah.
Let's be real, like her is like survival mode and have a son. Yeah, I can't. There's no fun here, and that's the sacrifice I'm talking about. And my sacrifice is completely different. Like it's sad. Like I like hopefully I have like seeds and a legacy is brought into life, like and it just continues because I'm the last seed. Let's be real. I'm the first and last seed. So
potentially, right? If you have
Uh,
kids, you're not the last seed, right?
exactly.
Right.
So
So it continues to go on, right?
So yeah, that's what scares me the most. It's not yeah, man.
But you had a mom that was working 24/7, right? You had a father that was in the state that he is in. Um, and you're an only child. You know, I this is not something that, I think people talk about a lot. What is it like, take everything away, right? Your mom working her ass off, your dad, right? You being an only child. What is that like? I grew up as a middle child. What is it like not having siblings? Did you want siblings? Did you
um man, that question's different. It's like this. I I myself wasn't ready to see my mom with another person for another sibling to happen, So
yeah.
and I don't know if that's just a greedy route of myself thinking, which isn't right, if I'm being real. But
It's
I didn't.
understandable.
I never brought that in her mouth. I never told like brought the idea up or anything. It was just one of those things that like she has me and I have her, and it was just that.
Yeah.
I never. Yeah, it would be nice to have a sibling, but it is what it is. It's life. Like me being an only child, I was able to just be by myself and like understand myself in certain traits. But then again, I'm still upbringing myself, so there's a lot of holes that are missing. A lot of holes. And it's crazy because I'm 27 and I'm filling those holes now. Like me as a 7-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, there's certain things I missed because it's not like I wasn't taught it. It's just sometimes it got to be repetitive, or sometimes you need a guide. You can't, and my mom, that's the sacrifice she has to work. Like she has to make sure I can eat and I can sleep. Everything else, she's like, son, run. Like literally keep going. You got to just, whatever you're doing, just so game. You already know what you're good at. Navigate off that, and
Don't look back.
yeah, don't look back. Exactly. So when I first left, this is the crazy part. So my mom, okay, college, I didn't decide computer science.
Really?
No, I decided nutrition. My mom decided computer science. She's like, good one. Like it was like one of those things. She's like, oh, like my first time coming back, I was like, yeah, mom, I'm gonna do, I want to be a nutrition major. She's like, oh, chef, you want to be chef? Hobby? No, computer science, too expensive. She's like, you're having way too much fun there. It's not. And then I'm like, damn. And I'm really thinking about it. I'm like, damn, let's be real. I gotta do computer science. So I do computer science. I remember my first year. I was like, yeah, mom, I can't like this joint is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
then she drilled in my head. She's like, what else are you doing? Like, let's be real. Like, you're living the life. You get to go to college. You get to discover stuff and stuff like that. She's
Literally.
like, yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like, get stuff done. Then I was getting stuff done, and then I told her I want to add math. Then she thought backwards. She's like, no. You're doing too much now. Like, you need to relax. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do math too. And then obviously in college too, I had certain individuals help me, like Joseph Charles, Daniel Stravelli, Chris Chaffee. I just want to shout them out because without those three, I can comfortably say that college would have been a little more longer for me. I'll say at least a semester longer. So
they helped you out. They tutored
Yeah.
you. They did whatever, or
it's not even too. It's like it's not tutor because they're working too. It's more of like having someone that understands the craft and you could just shadow off them. You know.
Yeah.
So Danish Travelli was Java. That dude blessed me in programming for Java. I was like, you know, at first I was like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing. You know, so this is crazy. Then he put me in position to understand certain things, and I'm like, okay, I ran from that. Chaffee was more towards systems, programming in C. But it was statistic, it was math, it was computational mathematics. It was a series of things that he helped me with, and life. I'll be honest, like me and Chaffee, we had like life sequences together of like just. There's certain people that you just brush off of, and you're just like,
course.
Okay. You're like, okay, like.
Yeah.
I needed you. You know what I'm saying? I needed this brush off. So, and then Joey Chuck, he was a person that he just blessed me just being there because he was a computer engineer, I was a computer science, but we saw each other as like we're like me, I'm off. Like I'm completely off. In my majors, there's 99% Asians, whites, and Indians.
Yeah.
So I'm the 1% black
yes.
major, you know,
yeah,
all my classes. And, you know, I loved it because it's like they saw me as like a cool person to be with. And I'm seeing them like, wow, like you guys are bright. Everyone's bright here. Like, so you can only brush off. Like imagine all these shoulders you're brushing off each other without
100%, man.
Just off learning. And it's not like, oh man, I'm brushing off you because I need you for that. No, it's just like, oh, you know this, he knows this, keep trading off.
Yes.
And then,
well, that's life, man, right? Yeah. Because there's a saying, gosh, I always forget the guy's name, but it's you are like the 5 closest people you surround yourself with, right? And it's not that you are them, right? But if you surround yourself with a whole bunch of successful millionaires, right? What are you going to be? If you surround yourself with a whole bunch of, you know, down on their luck individuals, well, what are you probably going to be, right? So if you are going to school, just put that in terms of like going to school and you surround yourself with, you know, these individuals, they're going to assist and guide you in different ways, right? Yeah. You know, one thing that you said is that you're like the 1% black, right?
Yeah.
Going
Penn State.
You went to Penn State, right?
Yeah, so the whole school is I'm still 1% black.
Right?
That,
so
yeah.
and
5%, I'll say 5%.
What
to
was,
give them the stats.
What is that like though? Like if you not if you don't mind me asking, because I'm gonna ask the fucking question anyways.
Yeah. So it's like this, man. Certain individuals could come into the situation and be like, "Oh man, no." Like if I'm black, they'll be like, "The school should be dominant black. I want to feel like I'm welcomed in there and stuff like that." Of course, but for me, I saw it the other way around. I saw Penn State. It's a great school. So
yeah,
I saw it like this. I stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
So it's more gravity for them to come to me, you know, and I'm a person that likes to even come to you. So it's like, that's even easier for me, you know? So, there's a thing I tell people, I'm like, yo, just try to master yourself. Meaning like with any individual, try to, you know, initiate a conversation, have a conversation flow, and then have a conversation, you know, close. And then even from 10 years from now, you still remember that conversation. Like that person could be like, oh yeah, remember that time that we, you know, and it hits them so deep that it's just like, nah, I can't forget this guy. Like this guy's completely different, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, I saw it like that. I enjoyed Penn State. I went to Wilkes Barre for the first 2 years, like a branch campus. I played basketball there, and then, yeah, man, it was great.
Did you know that you wanted to go to Penn State? I mean, obviously, because you did the 2 years before, and then you went to Penn State. But was there other schools that you wanted to do?
I got accepted to 29 schools.
Okay. Shit.
And I was blessed because I still remember there was someone from the office that would give me like waivers. They would give me waivers to like submit to like other colleges so I don't have to pay the fees and stuff. So there was one guy, he's like, here, man, just take these 40, man. Just take these 40. I'm never gonna forget that because I was laughing. Like he just blessed me. I'm like, okay. So he's like, okay. So I got to apply to all these schools. And like it's funny because the school I wanted to go to was VCU. Was Virginia Commonwealth University.
Okay.
And I didn't apply there.
Why?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. That's the weird thing. I didn't apply there.
Were you scared?
No.
Rejection? No?
No, I got accepted at every school.
That's crazy though, right?
Yeah.
So I dropped out and got my GED. So when you talk about vouchers, what the hell does that even mean? I'm sorry.
I remember like when you apply to a school, I don't know why schools do this, man. They try to charge your application. Actually, I know why this is business.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, they charge you anywhere from $100 application to $1,000 application. Just
Wait, what?
Yeah, of course, man.
And so if you don't get in, you still have to pay that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Wow.
So
That's fucking crazy, man. Why are they charging you to that?
what? It makes no sense, man. But
What the fuck?
But it's crazy to say if he didn't give me the vouchers, then I would have not applied to that many schools. I would have applied to maybe like 3 or 4.
Imagine how many other kids are out there, right? Parents or single mom, single dad, whatever, right? They don't have the money for that. Like, if they want to attend one of these schools and they don't have someone that's awesome that hands them 40 fucking vouchers, right?
That was definitely illegal on his part, I think, bro.
For sure, but doesn't matter.
You're only supposed to give out 3, man. 3 vouchers per student. But I was telling him, like, man, I was like, I gotta, like, I'm ready. Like, I gotta submit these, but he's like, man, just here, man.
That's awesome, man.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. And so when you, at this point, right, before you went to college, had you gone back to Ethiopia yet?
No.
Because I remember when we started talking, you were, before we got on camera and started recording, you were talking about Ethiopia, right? How old were you when the first time you went there?
I was 23.
What is that like? What is Ethiopia like?
Amazing. That's the first time that I felt the difference between someone that's working, not to be weird, but working towards the future. Like they're running. They're like, no, I gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this. Compared to like someone that's literally living day to day. So they're enjoying their day to day. Like, you get me? Like they're literally living day to day. So they're just doing their thing. They're eating. You know, they're learning, and they're
living life.
It's not. It's living life in a different way. You can tell that they're most people are generally happy. You know.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree with that. What is the how long were you there?
I was there for a month or 2.
Okay, so
I was there to build a skate park. So
wait.
Yeah, I went there with Anweezy. He's an artist out of DC.
Okay.
He got connected to an artist named Ratchathon, Ratchet Man, and he got stuff from Diamond Supply.
So wait, they built the skate park?
No, not Diamond Supply. Didn't build it. It was Ethiopia Skate. It's an organization. It's like there's a lady named Kim. She helps with bringing different kinds of developers together, and then Ethiopia Skate is the organization that brought the fundings and skaters. So,
holy shit!
So it was dope. It was in Awassa. It was their second skate park. That was the one that the first one was in Addis. The second one was in Awassa. Crazy thing is that I don't skate, so I'll be honest about that.
But why did you?
I went with Mo. Mo was like, "Man, I really want to go." I was like, "You know what?" I was like, "I'm just gonna go with you." And it's wild because when I met him, I'll say that was like, I knew him for a month.
Do you have family there still?
Yeah, I have family in Adwa and have family in Addis.
So did you get a chance to see them?
No.
Okay.
The family from Addis wasn't there, and for Adwa, it's so far. It's so far up north, and that's not like there's an agenda while we went there.
Yeah.
So, finish the mission. That's the time frame.
Also,
I didn't want to go there empty-handed.
I get that.
Yeah.
When you guys went there, had the skate park already started being built?
No, it was nothing.
So you guys built it from the ground up?
Yeah, like ground up.
Holy shit! What did the kids think, man?
Oh, they man, it's crazy. Like they everyone helped. Like little kid, everyone. It's just unification, man.
Yeah.
Just you felt it. You felt it there. Like people are truly unified.
That's it, right? Truly unified, because we live in a culture in America where it's
it's a dog world.
It's a yeah, definitely. And we're definitely not unified right now. So the things though that we take for granted, right? Because they're out here, right? They have some fucking dope ass skate parks, right? But they have skate parks in every fucking city, in every town in California, right? You said they have two.
Yeah, they have two, and it's wild because
In Ethiopia.
you'd be surprised the kids are good. The kids are
Dude, there's this one guy I follow. Oh my gosh, I wanted to get him on the podcast, but we couldn't connect. I was going to do it Zoom, and I don't traditionally do it Zoom. I got to reach out to him. I do not remember his name right now, but it's just incredible to see, you know. And he did a GoFundMe, and he like is getting money for like cameras and built the skate park, and like does a lot for the community, and it's just so amazing to see. And it's like that unified feeling that I just got from talking to him for a little bit. But you see the people around just so appreciative over a skate park, where it's like we take it for granted out here.
Yeah.
Take it for fucking granted.
It's not even taking it for granted. It's just there's a lot available. So
Yes.
when you can go, you can go. But it's over there. Hopefully there'll be like five to 10 skate parks built. Hopefully among like 5 years.
Damn, that's crazy, right?
But I'm telling you, the kids are really good, man.
Yeah.
Like they're really good.
Some of them will be able to, if they want, get out, right?
Yeah.
If they wanted to, right?
That's the goal to have one, you know, compete in the Olympics.
Exactly. Isn't that crazy? Because skateboarding's going to the Olympics,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
That's so fucking cool, dude. I grew up skating, man. I fucking love it, and to see it, you know, it's amazing, right? So it'll be a really cool experience. Getting back to your Penn State days, though, right? When you were about to graduate, what was your next chapter? What did you want to do next? Had music even come into play yet?
No, not
Jeez.
even close.
Damn. Okay.
There's not. I'll be honest. There's not 1% thought about music.
Guess what? You're 21, 22 years old
Yeah, I'm 21
at this point.
at this point, and I'm just feeling it, man. I'm just this is how it was. So there was a semester before where I was taking 18. It's like this. I had 21 credits left, right, to graduate. So I was like, you know what? I can take 18. I could take the 21 and be overloaded and finish, right? But then I'll just be pacing on like jobs and this, and like I know how you're pacing. You know? So I was like, I'll just take 18 credits. I'll have one class remaining for my last semester, and that's gonna be my breather leaving out of college. So it took me 4.5 years. It didn't take me the traditional 4.
Sorry.
Yeah, so it took me 4.5. The half was with 3 credits, just as a setup, and you know, just enjoy my last portion of college before.
Fuck yeah.
I felt really good. I'll be honest. Like, I knew what I should look into to receive positions. I knew how I was gonna be I had like short visions of like how I would move for myself. But music wasn't in the picture.
Not at all. And so where did you go after you graduated?
After I graduated, I went to Fidelity Investments. It was in North Carolina.
Okay.
I can say North Carolina is very peaceful. Where I was at, I know people in Riley did some dangerous parts and stuff, but I was like in corporate living. It was like it was dope, man. It's like for me, I felt like a place you could, you know, it's family oriented, so you can just bring build a family there and stuff like that. But also my work environment, I wasn't happy. Like I need to be stimulated, you know. Like I felt like I was like, yo, you just bringing me back to my freshman year. Like, and this I get it. Like a lot of people, in college, they're not really learning. They're brushing off to the point where it's like they're getting enough to get by and graduating. So they don't really know, you know. I'm not gonna downplay anyone either. So it's that too. Like some people go into college and they're like, I'm here to learn, you know, straight up. Some people are really there to learn, and then there's certain people that are like, I'm here. I don't like this environment, and it's up to them. You know, it's everyone's story is different. I don't like this environment. It's not what I want to do. This is not time I want to use for it. It's the truth. But for me, I came in, I was like, yo, I'm here to learn. Like I'm here to learn as much as I can. And it's talking about from environments to school to math, coding. It doesn't matter what it is, just to learn. Because I know this is gonna be a strong portion. Like this 4 years is where I'm gonna be by myself. and I don't know myself like that. Like I know I've been myself as the only kid, but I've been surrounded with good people, you know,
Yeah.
in my neighborhood. They saw me protege, you know, he's gonna do good when he grows. You know, they saw me as like a really good kid, you know. So
Did you see yourself as that?
yeah, I tried to like ethically. I never wanted to do any wrong, man.
Okay. I get that. Yeah, I totally get that. But you know, there does come a time in the point where you have to look in the mirror and go, like, is this what I really want to do? Is this the path that I really want to take? Right. You know, because you wanted to get into nutrition, but your mom, you know, got you to do computer science. You go to school for 4 years, 4.5 years, right? Which, let's be honest, man, like, how much is it really learning do we take from college, like individuals go to college, or is it the experience that we take from college that's more important?
Oh, experience, of course.
Right?
Because I'll be real with you. There's classes I did not go. I didn't go one day in, and I just taught myself because teachers, it's trash. Not to be rude, like even if it's
No,
Penn
it's
State,
rude. It's
I'm
not
I
rude.
don't, yeah, I'm there for one day. I'm like, yeah, I'm not coming back. It's not happening. And for
Yeah.
me, like I saw life as is. I didn't see it as like, oh, you need to graduate with a 3.5 to get in order to get this 3.9 to get a 4.2. I saw it like this. There are so many positions in this world. They'll gladly pick up someone that's a 1.9 if they understand the actual position.
100%.
And it's fine because truth be matter, this is the most wild thing I'm saying. If I'm being real, like 100%, you like the place that like now, like if I wanted to get a job, they don't screen you. They don't screen your transcript.
Nope. It's
And
such a different time.
No, they don't screen your transcript. And it's like, it is weird because does that mean you literally can just write 3 lines in your resume saying, I went to Harvard?
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Harvard. Give them what they want to hear.
Yep.
Get in, and they don't screen you?
Yeah. Yeah, for facts.
So does that mean the screening is actually the knowledge that's input? If that's fair game, then that means
Yeah.
that you don't have to go to college. Because I'll be real with you, 4.5 years, right? I did not learn what I did when I came out. I ended up doing. Actually, I'm sorry. I learned syntax and semantics. I learned a lot from college. Don't get me too. I learned a lot. Like, and I'm happy. Thank God. Like I went to learn. You know.
Yeah.
But I learned the syntax and semantics of certain languages, but it wasn't Python. The reason why which is kind of crazy. So, there's a friend of mine from DC. His name is Amro. He needed a little help with his class, and he's an IT major though. So he was taking a course that involved with Python coding.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, I can't do this, man. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, bro, I don't know Python. I know Java, C.
It's a pretty difficult language, isn't it?
No, it's actually the easiest language.
Really?
Yeah, I found that out. See, this is why you have to discover.
Holy shit. But isn't that what Ethereum is built on? Coding is Python,
yeah,
right?
It could be, man. Mining is a different kind of category, but
I'm gonna double check that. But continue.
all right. So, so we go on this trip for bike week, and it's like all our boys, and we go to North Carolina. On the way to this is the craziest thing. On the way from Virginia to North Carolina, I'm literally learning Python. So 4.5 hours, I'm on the computer. My friends can all vouch. I'm only on the computer learning, practicing problems. You know, reading 4 hours. 4 hours. Now I'm there. There's obviously there was work that had to be done for Armoro, you know?
Yeah.
So that's my brother. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna step in and assist. Just in case of, schools try to see this and use I was tutoring him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So
tutoring.
Yeah. So basically, I was able to do the problem stuff, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I understand this. So then, as crazy as it sounds, I had other friends that needed Python and stuff like that. So I'm just learning while I was in school, I was making money in school differently. So I was hustling like this. So let's say all my friends are in college, right? All my friends are in college. There's people I don't know that are in college, but they still need assist with certain things. And me, I was good at physics, stat, math, like math-oriented things. So people would come to me. So instead, they would pay me off for work, right? So there's no name, so you guys are safe. A lot of people would pay me off for work. They'd be like, yo, I need to get this. Yo, I need this help. I can't do this anymore. I'm like, bro, anything you need, this. So I'm like, all right, let's just do it like this then. For me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make it very easy on myself. I know too many smart guys. I know nerds. I know guys that need the money too. Come on, we're in college. We all need the money. So instead, I was charging. It's like this. I was charging one person. It didn't matter what it was. It could be from $100 to $300 an assignment, right? $100 to $300 assignment. But I wasn't doing the assignment.
Wait, who was?
The people that were in school. The people who were doing stat, same thing like me, because I have a lot of.
You were outsourcing it,
of course. I was like, so if something was here for 100, I'm not dumb. They for them it would take them a week. For me, I know it would take me maybe an hour, 2 hours max. I know it would take them an hour, 2 hours max. Yeah. I know I could do it. You know. So instead, I'm like, yo, I'll pay you off $20. Just get it done. And this is the crazy part. For them, they're like, for real. Like if I charge them 250, whatever, 300, they're like, for real, thank you, bro. And then for them, I'm like, yo, man, I'll give you $30. They're like, for real? Like they're like,
are you serious?
They're like, you could do this right now. I'm like, bro, just do it. You know what I'm saying? And then I just have that emotions with people, and that's how I was making my money in college.
There we go.
So
I like that.
So I used, you know what I'm saying? I used what I had around me, and everyone was happy. Simple
that's awesome, man.
So.
Yeah, that's that's
a way of hustle, man.
Definitely, the modern man must hustle. I love that. So when you did though, all right, so you go to Fidelity. You're in North Carolina. You live in that life. You're done. You come to a point. You're done, right?
Yeah, it's like this, man. I got everything that you'd want coming out of college. Like I got the job. You can work for 10 years, but you'd hate your life. But I'm not naive to the point. I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna waste 10 years of my life. I don't like it here, So, like, there's a lot of people I know that not a lot of people. I still know a good amount of people that work there, So I'm so surprised because like, if a smart, not to be like, not saying a smart one, but like, if you really wanted to maneuver fast in this industry for tech, that you would have to keep jumping from place to place. It's not one stationary.
Can't just stay.
You can't stay. And this is for tech. Tech is completely different. It's a different beast. So if you stayed at a place for 6 months, you already have that in your resume docked. So it doesn't really matter. People say, grace period or years. Man, I'm telling you, GPA, even having the certification itself does not matter. There's a lot of things that people are bypassing. There's no time. There's energy being used. They need the projects done now. It's tech, So, like me, I hopped. I already knew, like, first place I went to was Fidelity. They were offering me $66K, right? I stayed there for 4 months, and I was just like, okay, It was like after 4 months, I'm like, yo, this money, I don't care for the money. I'm not happy here. I left. I went to Rackspace, and the job was even better. They gave me partial virtual employment, which is now, of course, work from home is like a blessing for us. But back then, you know how it was. You had to drive home. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I was on my laptop. I was just coding. I was happy. Literally, I was content. And I was getting paid 44 an hour.
Nice.
So it was like 90 something K, a year. And I was happy. I was just like, okay. But then I told myself coming into Texas that I'm only going to stay for a year. The weirdest thing in my life I could ever tell myself is, yo, just do this, trust yourself, and just like, this is your frame for this. Like, even if Texas is nice, you got to get out. So.
Why? Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but
I don't know.
Is it because it's Texas or?
No. I'm weird like that. Like I do weird challenges. I do weird stuff to myself. Like no pun, like.
What are you talking about now, bro? No, I get what you're saying. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. So, it was just one of those things. I was like, yeah, Texas was amazing. I'll be honest.
Houston?
No, it was San Antonio, Austin.
Okay.
It was an amazing time.
Did you go to your place, Schlitterbahn water park, New Braunfels?
Oh, that's an hour away. No. I didn't go though.
Ah, man, fucking greatest water park in the motherfucking world, dog. So dope. Okay, but you're a San Antonio, Austin area, right? There for a year. What is that like? I mean, because just even talking about Austin right now, there's been such a mass exodus to leave California, over the past year. So you have a lighter right there too.
I'm tripping.
Did you like it? Did you love it?
Oh, Texas? I'm telling you, I loved it. I loved every day I was there. Shout out to Smitty, Trey, I had, Jay, Dior Vision, you know what I'm saying? I shout you out. Yeah, these were cool cats that I got a chance to connect with in Texas.
Music yet?
Nope.
What the fuck?
No, not even a percent of music.
So you're 23, 24 years old.
No. I'm 20. I'm still 20, bro. Remember, I left Fidelity Investments when I was 21.
Oh
22.
shit!
Remember,
Okay.
it's like this. I left college. Remember, I was 21,
Yeah.
and then I went 4 months into Fidelity, and then I was like, nah, not happening. And then I was like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm going to Texas. And then when I left to Texas was when I transitioned. I was so happy, man. Like the people I was working with, Eli, Marcus, those are my brothers too, man. They're doing extremely well, like in tech. They're doing extremely well. I'm proud of them. Keep going. Man, it was just a blessed, like I got the chance to travel. I had like literally, that's when I was like, wow, like this is my life. Like this is dope, you know? But I knew that Texas wasn't my calling. It was like one of those things, like I knew that I still had to leave. So 6 months in, I get blessed and they bump my pay, and now I'm making 6 figures a year.
Okay.
Right? So
young, making 6 figures.
So
a year,
I was happy, you know, but it's like one of those things that I'm still trying to go. You know what I'm saying? So, near a year comes up, I'm like, damn, where do I go? So I go back home. To Virginia, and
just to visit or
just to visit.
Okay.
Just to visit. So then I talked to. I'm at my boy Muhammad Yassin. I'm at Mo's house, and my boy Omar bin Lulu. He like we're just chatting. It's just me and him in the couch, and we're just talking. I'm like, bro, I don't know where I'm gonna go, man. I was like, I gotta another month. I gotta really think about it. He's like, bro, definitely don't come back here, man. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I'm not trying to come back here yet. I gotta keep going. He's like, man, go to LA. I was like, yeah, but he's like, nah, man, just go to LA. I was like, all right, I'll go to LA.
Had you ever been?
Oh, I went. Yeah, I went once, and it was amazing. It's crazy because when you your first time coming to LA is gonna be breathtaking. You're gonna be like in the clouds,
of course,
filled with fluff,
of course.
You know?
But you're 22 years old, fucking killing it, man. Making 6 figures a year, like you're set.
No, it's not set. Think about it. You could bleed out 6 figures in it.
No, of course you can, but most
I get
22,
it.
you know what I'm saying, right?
I get what you're saying.
So it's like
Good
even contemplating, right? Because it's like you're only going to go up from there. Like you stick with it, dude. By the time you're 40 years old, you're going to be making, you know, a couple $1 million a year for sure. Yeah. So what was the turning point, man? Like you had a year set, but that's fucking crazy to most people.
So I go back. So I still have like a month left in Texas, and then I talk to a couple people from Snapchat. They connect me to these people for product schools in Santa Monica, and they're like looking to a PM program. So I do this PM program in Santa Monica. And I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to LA, do Santa Monica, because I'm still in tech. Like, I'm tech influenced heavily. So I'm like, I go to LA. So backbone, go to the PM, get that done, be a PM for Snapchat, basically. Right?
Okay.
So
what's a PM? Sorry.
Like it's like a product manager.
Okay.
Checks about the scalability of the units. It's like overshadows the product, you know? That's just a deeper thing.
Did you do any okay, but so from Texas, right? Did you get the job before you moved to California?
Oh yeah, I got accepted. I did the interview process for PM and everything. No, not for Snap though. It was for Snap, but the PM I had to get accepted to the PM program. I did the interview, passed. It was good. They're like, yeah, you're good. So I come out, I do the program. I was like, oh damn, it's fairly easy. So I skimmed through it. I do this mock up for Snapchat, and it was dope. And then midway, I go into an endeavor that was a dispensary downtown LA.
Okay,
like a marijuana dispensary. So I went that route, and oh man, that's when I started learning. Like that's when I started taking L's, like taking losses, you know. So I did that, and then I went back home, and then there was
hold on.
Okay,
right. I want to talk about Snapchat first, and then we'll get to all the other stuff, right? So you go to North Carolina, you come back, decide you're going to move to California, right? Before you moved to California, you got the PM position?
No, it's a PM program for a
Program
position.
for a
You
position.
complete it and then you go into Snapchat.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
so but you got into the program.
got into the program, completed it, then go to. But the thing is, while going into the program, I'm in LA, so I caught wind, bro. You know how many creatives you meet in LA? It was just like bang, bang, bang. I was like, wow, like it's completely different. The aura of the city was so strong to me. It put me. I wasn't grounded. Like my feet were not on the ground, bro. I was literally floating. I was just like, wow, like this is crazy. So, I guess I was like, I can hold off tech right now, and I already knew that because.
So you didn't go. You didn't.
No. Because me, I'm telling you, I'm different. You can get in tech. You can get if you understand tech and like in the procedures and the throughput of how to like get jobs, get interviews, you'll be fine, man. Like
Yeah.
If you wanted to, like right now, I could stop and I could just literally contact Workbridge Associates, K-Force, Tech Systems, and Robert Half. And those are contracting firms that already have positions aligned for certain individuals, and they make cuts off their end. Like they don't eat off me. They eat off me, but they don't eat off me. Like off my salary, they eat off the finder's fee for for completing it. You know. So, oh yeah. By the way, that's another way that money was made by me.
Explain.
When I was in Texas, like anywhere, whenever I knew a lot of techs, right? Because I went to school, so I knew there's a lot of people that needed positions, right? And I was connected to a whole lot of recruiters. Like me, my phone still buzzes, man. It's crazy, but it was buzzing heavier back then. It was like buzzing 20, 30 times a day. Oh, are you open? Are you open? Are you open? Are you open? Because me, I put myself in that. Like I put myself in the world. I was like, like find me, type thing. So.
How did you do that? For people listening, like, how did you do that? Did you go LinkedIn or?
Yeah, LinkedIn was a strong tool. So there's a thing called dice.com for techs. As far as you guys, if you understand their algorithm, you can just update your resume and you'll be top shifted always. So then you'll be the first person they look at for any type of position, like the position that you want. My fault, not any type.
What's it called?
Dice.com.
Can you spell that?
Like that, like I'm rolling
like
dice.
DICE.com?
Yeah.
Dice.com. Wow. All right.
Yeah, so that's a tool. Indeed is one as well, but it's whatever, man, to be honest. But LinkedIn, all the recruiters are there too. So for me, the way I set myself up for careers, like that blueprint was among time. I knew I was going to go into tech. So while being in college, I connected with as many people as I can. I looked into like in-house recruiters for certain companies. I put myself in position before coming in because it's like, I have more chance, but then I'm still one human, so only one position could be filled.
Of course,
you get me. So instead, it kind of flipped where I was getting hit by so many recruiters. I was like, you know what? Let's talk in a different aspect. So I was connected like Workbridge Associates, K-Force, Tech Systems, and instead I was filling in positions for them. So I would do screenings on people. They would believe me on my behalf because I understood tech.
Yeah.
And even technical recruiters, they don't understand tech. They transition you to the person that knows tech. They're the scanners. They're the people that are like, oh, you've done this? Okay, check. Okay, you've done this? Check, But they don't know. So for me, I'll scan it through, like, yeah, this is perfect client. Undeniable.
And so you got a job working for them?
I was contracted out. So for every person I brought on, I made $1,200.
Nice.
So.
And would they call you? Like, how did that work out? How did you find people?
I just have a list of positions that are available. By each company, and then I would just fill them in. I'd just be like Ruby developers, Python, Java, whatever is needed.
And you would just go on like LinkedIn or anything.
But then I had networks too because I was a Penn State alumni. Something I didn't say, but I was part of Phi Gamma Delta as well, Fiji. But I didn't use them as a network. I used to use certain networks, and it was just easy. So I was filling in positions. They're happy as fuck. They're like making six figures. I'm putting them in their position. Like you can go on my LinkedIn right now. There's recommendations I mentioned. Like, oh my God, anyone cares about more than. The thing is, I put myself in a way that I'll be fine in that position. But when I came to LA, everything shifted. It's like I wasn't making sense for myself, man. I was like bleeding out my strengths for others. There was nothing coming back. And I understood it for certain things, but I was just like, ooh, this is completely different. Like,
why?
Because it's an area that I wasn't familiar of. Like, my fault. Let me go back to after the PM program. I decided not to continue, so I opened a dispensary. Dispensary business was not it. Just not it. So forget that. After dispensary, it was just not it. After dispensary business, I ended up doing some marketing things where I was making a really good amount of money using my strengths, which is crazy. I was coding in Python. I was just making automation scripts that automated your activity on Instagram. So I'd act like you and just put you in like library and like certain comment, like certain, and it was just automated. So
Wait, and what was that for?
it was for Instagram.
Okay, and so what explain it again. I'm sorry, because you kind of just
Babbled. Yeah.
Yeah.
I made a Python script and I used the framework Selenium to do automation.
Okay.
That, like, basically you give me your username and password.
Yep.
Right. And you could be a restaurant, an icon or whatever. And then I would use that. And then I would ask for 5 influencers that you like or you want to be mimicked by, 5 people that follow you back, and then 5 locations that you want to be most appeared in. And then from there, the code would do the rest. It would just act like you, search a location, go into the locations. It'll be like showing you the pics or like those pictures, and whoever would look at the notification, be like, who's this, and click it. And if they're interested in you, they would follow back, or they would engage back. But
are you still even able to do that?
No. Instagram is so, man. I stopped doing that. But the thing is, that period of my life taught me a lot. It taught me that, like, whatever you learn is there for you. Like, if Amro didn't, there's so many different kind of ripple effects in my life that it's crazy to see where I'm at right now. Like, I'm making music now, so it's completely different, but
it's way different.
Because, like, if Amro didn't have a class for Python, I wouldn't be studying Python. So then, does that mean that what would have been my next position? Like, it was like, I don't know, man. It's like it's life, man.
Do you feel that when you came to LA, things started falling apart in the beginning?
Yeah, I could be honest with you.
What did your mom think too?
My mom at first was like, stay there for a little bit, feel it out, like, you don't know yet. And then now she wants me home. But she understands. It's like one of those things that she knows that if I'm back home, that I know too many people and I'm going to get picked up and I'm just going to go places and I'm not going to be focused, and then let's be real, I won't be happy. Like, I just won't be happy. And then I might be a drag,
At that moment in time, though, when you came out to California, and you did the whole PM thing, and then you tried opening up a dispensary, and that didn't work out.
It worked out. It opened. It's too expensive, man.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, it's not it.
Right, and so at that point, you do all these other things. Where does music even come into all this?
Okay, now you asked the question. Before you were guessing, so I was like,
yeah.
Whew. So when going to Ethiopia, I was with Mo. Mo was an artist at the time. He's still an artist. We caught a heavy vibe together in Ethiopia. Then he was like, man, it would be dope to have you as my manager. So then I was managing him off that. Like, after Ethiopia, then I was just doing music management while doing marketing, right? So I'm learning so much about the game because, come on, I have the biggest learning curve. Like me, I've been tech influenced all my life. Math, everything to deal with math, right? Everything that deals with math. So this is a creative space. It's completely different, but there's still structure aligned. Like, you have to learn about publishing, the types of publishing, distribution, what deals would make sense, what kind of, like, different kinds of deals. Like, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. So, I was blessed to go in as management first. I could say that because I had to learn the structure of music. Like, how would you make money through music? Because it's like this. There's a lot of talented creatives out there, right? But two things that they lack is maneuvering themselves. That's one, and branding is the second one. And they go hand in hand. So it's like, what else do you expect? Your brand is not up there, so it's hard for you to get paid, or, like, for you to slap something on to, like, grow, or, like, you don't know how to maneuver yourself in a way that for you to know that you're not getting fucked over. You know what I'm saying? Or for you to know that, like, it shouldn't be your first time learning this. So it's crazy to say this. If you're an individual that's ever done music with me, like, I'm saying this, if anyone has ever done music with me, ever, if it's in if it's in marketing, if it's in management sense, if it's in creative, in a creative direction way, like making beats or anything, I for sure put business in your mind heavily. I put that in your mind. I'm like, okay, so what are you using for what are you using for publishing? Oh, you don't have an ASCAP account? Make an ASCAP account. What are you using for mechanical royalties? Make this account for yourself. You got to be aligned. So when I'm ready for releasing, or if I get placements, then you have to be ready too. Because once it's in line, they're like this. They're not gonna go back because you weren't ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can fight for it after. And for me, I have people that I trust, and lawyers and stuff too in this entertainment business. So it's easy for me to brush off my confidence to the next artist, because they'll be open to learn. They'll be like, oh, okay, it's like this. Now it's completely different, because everything that I told you right now, anyone that's I'll say 6 months prior from this date on, don't know this side of me. They don't know like the business side of me, and I block that out on purpose. It's crazy. It's crazy it sounds, but I do that on purpose now, because every new person I meet now, I want them to see me as a producer, first and only. And then like if we build that connection, then from there I'll open up and I'll be like, yo man, there's a different style where you can go like this, and open my business mind towards them. So, but usually anyone that has worked with me, I brushed off something. So then you just had some sense of, damn, like, I'm very talented, but I need to open my eyes on this side of things.
Yeah. I mean, it's really important, especially when you get into any creative space, that you understand the creative side, right? But you also need to understand the business side, and especially in the music industry, man, and like acting and all that shit, dude. It's really easy to get fucked over. So, for people listening, can you explain what ASCAP is?
ASCAP is made for pro publishing. It's like whenever you receive radio spins, or if you have sync licensing in play, like for TV, movies, or stuff, that's where your royalties would come down. So that's where your checks would come quarterly, So, but let's say you get something placed with an artist, and that artist gets sync licensing. As a producer, I'm talking a producer standpoint. Then you don't get to eat because you never made the account. So
shit.
Yeah.
Shit. Imagine that, right?
Yeah,
Some shit flies off.
That happens often, man. A lot of that's just how it is. You learn after. Like creatives, they learn after. They don't because they're doing what they love, man. They don't want to get mixed in with the business, because the business messes up the creative process as well at times. It's truth. Like once you dip in the business, it's like you're like, it's like an agitated side. Even though it's a good thing to learn, it's you still be,
It's hell. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why everyone looks into management first. But if I was them, I would try to learn the blueprint of the music business. There's, it's just go online and say, what's the breakdowns of how to make money in the music? Like, there's YouTube. Like, we're so blessed right now.
Yeah.
You can learn all this stuff in like a day.
Isn't that crazy, right?
2 days,
we have the most amount of information and education that has ever been, ever on the internet, right? And still so many people out there, right, are so fucking lazy. It's like, dude, wake the heck up, man. Google that shit. Look it up on YouTube. Like, fucking hell, we have the opportunity to, but so many people are just so fucking lazy. I want a t-shirt that just says Google it. Like, stop asking so many questions, right? And look it up yourself, because that's how you're really going to learn. If someone constantly is telling you, right, you're never going to learn from it, right? But if you take the time to research it yourself, it's going to be a world of a difference. So for you though, right, you start managing Moeezy, right?
Yeah.
What was the paradigm shift? Because dude, you're fucking tech, man. You're tech. And then it's like something just changes.
Oh yeah. So for me, I liked it because it was like, I'm learning again, and it's like I wasn't happy in tech. It's what people don't realize is you can be really good at something, but there's a difference between being good at something and liking something, right? You can like something and not be really good at it, but you can be really good at something and not like it. And you'll be blessed when they both come together, and then you just move from it. So for me, it's just making music, man. So it's crazy because I have a lot of people that don't like me. I have people that didn't like me going as management. I have people that didn't like me as when I released my first song, like they don't like me as an artist, and I have people that don't like me as a producer, man. And it's a flip flop theory. It's like one of those things like, oh, you were a manager, now you're a creative. It's the same thing. Oh, you were in tech, now you're bro. It's like at the end of the day, it's like I'm using my time. Like I'm using my seconds, my minutes, my hours, my days, my weeks, my months, my years. Like how does that affect you? Let it be, man. Let it be.
Why though? Why don't people like you?
No, trust me. And like, it's not don't like me. It's I don't know if it's spite. I don't know what it could be, man. Because I try my best to be a great influence. Like I'm a good guy. Like if there's a problem between two people, and I don't talk about it, it's like you can know me, but then you can let that side fly. Cause me, I'll still have myself. It's fine, So it's weird, man. I don't know. I don't. It doesn't make sense because if I'm growing, you're growing.
Yeah, but maybe some people don't like. They don't feel in control.
Yeah, like
because we all want that, right? We like at face value, we all want to feel like we're in control, and then you have someone that, is smart, knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about. It can be a little challenging, or maybe put some people off. But that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. That doesn't mean that you're wrong.
Yeah. It's just what sucks the most is what blows me the most is when someone says something about me. Like let's say if it comes off the media, whatever, right? It sucks because their first impression of me is that, which not to be rude, that's the only thing that sucks. The rest of it, I don't care. If you already know me and then you felt that post or you felt this, then that's the indication that I need to separate, because then you're saving me. Like me, whenever if I saw a tweet about me, or if I saw an Instagram story about me, right? I would just look at it and I'll just wait. Like I'm observant, so I'll just wait, and then I just look into like the people that actually interacted with those certain posts. I'm like, okay, this is not safekeeping for me. Like you could show me happy face like this, but if you're doing an interaction that is for me and it's against me, I know where I have to clear my aura. Like it's just like,
I can totally understand that, man. Like, dude, I've ever since I started this podcast and shit like that, like I'm super open, honest, and real, and I've lost a lot of followers, gained a lot of followers. I don't give a shit about that, right? But the comments sometimes, like on my videos and shit like that, like just like kind of like talking shit or whatever, you talk too much, or the podcast was great except the fucking host, like shit like that, and I'll just comment back, I'll thank you so much for that insight. I really appreciate it. I heart and like their post, and I fucking always do that. I don't give a shit, I clown. I'll sometimes read them off to my wife, and I'm just like laughing my ass off, because at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me, right? But there does come a point in time though where, for individuals that, get a lot of flack, get a lot of hate, get a lot of negativity, it can hurt. It can hurt people's feelings for sure.
I'll be honest with you. This is crazy saying this, but I was it's like this. I was suicidal my senior year of college. There was a time I broke down, and it's wild because I was suicidal because I was on a lot of Adderall, and I was sleepless nights, and I was just aggravated because I couldn't understand certain problems, and they were theoretical. Some of them didn't even have an answer, It's like, and I as crazy sounds, I pulled off to the last minute to do certain things, and for me, I put so much on myself. I'm like, bro, you should be knowing this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, look at it in this aspect. Like, I'm trying. And I'm like, I can't get this. And I don't know why that triggered to go that dark in that route. But luckily, Joseph Charles, he saved me. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like,
Dude, I get it.
So he helped me. And the crazy thing is, it blessed him as well, because I was still in college, right? When I moved to Texas, no, I'm sorry. I was in college, right? So we both graduated at the same time. And I was the person that got him his first position out of college for Texas. So he worked for Booz Allen Hamilton, his first position. And I'm the one that connected that piece for him. Crazy thing is, I connected him to his second position in Texas. making 6 figures. So that was him just being there at that time frame, at that place, ripple effect for him.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
So it
just went like boom, boom. It just helped him. And of course, it saved my life. So what kind of ripple is that? Like,
absolutely.
And I was so dumb because like I'm thinking about like afterwards, I'm like thinking about my mom and stuff like that. The crazy thing is, the course that I was so sad about, not like I wasn't even depressed. Like I was just stupid, bro. I was just on a lot of drugs, bro. So, and no sleep and no eating. Like I'm focused, you know? Go to the course. I'm like, I don't understand any of these problems. I'm looking at the exam. And then I have a close relationship with the professor, but I go to the professor. I'm like, bro, I can't answer any of these Jones. Like, I look at him like, he's like, bro, he's like, he looks at me, he's like, you're good. I was like, what? He's like, don't worry. He's like, enjoy your summer.
Wow.
And I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, he's like, Anwar, look at me. You're good. I'm like, okay. I turned it in, left. Guy gives me a great grade. I was just like, what?
Wow.
So I passed the class. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, I was going to do that stupid shit. And it didn't even matter because the guy literally said,
Isn't that crazy though? But there's just so many.
Yo, it's crazy. But this is my fault. Let me go back to the real topic. I was actually depressed in LA. I wasn't suicidal at all. There's not a pinpoint like I was like suicidal. I was dummy depressed. Like I was in my closet, like this, like seeing the sides of me and it was just like wow, because I know how I was suicidal, and I know how like for me it's like of course they go hand in hand at times, you know, most of the times, but that time it was like distinction. This is because of this, and this is because of my environment and like what's going on, and like the instances of things are happening in my relationships, anywhere from, you know, girl to like my friends and the people I'm working. I'm just like, damn, like too many people are letting me down. And then it showed me about my expectations towards others. But then again, I'm like, what am I doing bleeding out?
You know,
you
just, you know, it is. And you just said a lot, right? And I want to kind of take a step back real quick. It's like, there is a huge, right, issue. Like, and I can only speak from America's standpoint, where it's like, and I talk about this too, is like being suicidal, right? You know, I've talked about it so many times on this podcast, where I was faced with my own mortality, and I was going to do it, right? And because of a DMT experience and all of this shit, right, I didn't end up doing it, right? But the point is like, we can all get dark. We can all get really dark, and it's so crazy to think, right? Because in your situation, like that teacher just said, you're good, right? But your mind before that, right, is like, dude, this is it. This is so real. This is fucking like, oh my God, right? And there are so many other kids out there that feel the same, that are going through the same, that are dealing with the same shit, that actually fucking go through with it, right? And don't, unfortunately, have the ability to see the other side. How much is it the pressures of college and everyday life, Adderall, of the circumstances, right? But having a support group, having a good friend, having someone that can really be there for you is vital. Your supporting team of fucking people that are there for you when you need it most.
Yeah.
And then
we need it most, but for me, it was a different situation because I'm in the Fiji house, like I'm the second mansion, and for me it was a different situation because it was 4 a.m. So everyone is rather knocked out, or they already left from doing their finals, you know. And Joe Charles, he literally was still there because he was a computer engineer, you know. I was a computer science, so he was still there. Same timing because of the final. Like, it was like he had a final of a different class, but it was, you know, same timing, you know. So he was still there, and he was studying. Like, I was studying in the library. He was studying in it's like a main room, so wherever the mantle is.
Yeah, but if he wasn't there, right?
That's
or if then the teacher, right, fucking was a hard ass and wasn't like that, right? Like, there's just so many things.
The crazy thing is that's not true, because even if the teacher said, well, I'll see you next semester, or whatever he wanted to do, you know, I still would have been fine. I would have been
maybe
fine.
maybe you. But my point is that there's so many people out there that
This is just
it's just like there's so many people out there that maybe don't have that person reach out or don't have this or don't have that where they actually do end up going through it. Whereas like if that one person just reached out and said, "Hey, do you need some help?" or
yeah,
you know
it's true.
whatever the fuck it is, man.
That's true. A friend.
That a friend, man. You know, and it's just like it makes you think like to look at the people around you, the closest people around you, regardless if they're a good friend or fucking an enemy. It doesn't matter. Like we all go through it, man. And so just sometimes lending a hand, hey, how you doing? Are you doing okay? Anything you need? Like it can play the world of a difference. And then for college though, college kids, the pressure and all the fucking work and all that shit, like you throw Adderall in it and it's a huge part of college and the tech industry as a whole.
Yeah. It still is.
Of course, and it's not gonna change for quite some time, or if ever, right? But you know, how does that change, right? Like, how does
It's like this, man. For me, I don't know how others are, but for me, it's like that chance allowed me to go that dark in my life. So it's like, for me, it's different. It's like acting. Now I get I can go back to that dark side of me, you know, like because I've experienced it. It's like, you get what I'm saying? Is that
of course, no, 100%.
So, yeah. So yeah, that's just about it, man. If it's like
you have to take and learn from it.
Yeah,
man.
you got to take and learn. Yeah, exactly. Like you have to experience. Like me being in LA, it prepared me to being in LA. It's crazy.
See?
It sounds
right. Going through that experience, then when you had all the dark shit in the beginning, you're like, it's depressing and hard, right? But you didn't end up offing yourself, which is obviously a blessing and a good thing.
It wasn't a gun, but yeah, it wasn't a gun.
No, I don't think.
Okay, my fault. I'm sorry.
No, I get it. So, you know, for you, like, what was it though? Like, we'll get on a different topic, right? I want to actually go back to the music, right? You're managing, right? What was like? How did you get behind your first song? What did you fucking do? Did you had you even like freestyled before? Like, what the fuck?
So, my ex got me so sad one day. So I was like, oh my God, like extremely depressed. I was just sad. And so I was at the gym, 6 a.m. And then I hit up Anweezy and I'm like, bro, I need to make a record. And he's like, what? I was like, I need a record. He's like, let's do it then. He's like, hit up Physic. I'm like, bro, I need you to slide through, which is the engineer. And then I hit up Trey B for the beat. And I was like, yo, I need this beat. And he's like, all right, straight, go ahead. So then I made the record. It's called Lonesome. It was just all hard, man. It was just like, you know, sometimes you just got to do something that's like, you know, let emotions come out. So, yeah, so that was it.
Had you recorded a song yet?
No, that was the first time I ever recorded anything.
That's fucking crazy, man.
I put it out, right? I'll show you.
How was it?
It's.
What do you think? Like, when looking back at it, listening to it, what'd you think?
Of course, it could be a lot better. Like 10 times.
Of course.
No, it is, but it's just literally, it's my first time on a mic, and I'm just, you know? So, oh, man.
How long did it take you to record the album?
No, it was just a record.
A record?
Yeah, record.
So just a track?
Yeah, it was track. It was the same day. It was just boom, bang. But
Did you write it or freestyle?
it was written. It was quick though. It was like one of those things you just feel. Yeah, like.
You gonna play it?
No, I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it. But this one is.
Okay, Lonesome. There we go. Yeah, fuck yeah, man. A lot of people listen to it. That's for sure. Yeah. Damn, that's your first song too.
That's my first song. So that's the thing is I'm trying to bury it with more records. If that makes sense.
But still, you know, like, dude, I think that's like your first song.
Yeah. Then this is the thing though. I made the only vocals that you'll hear on my on the records I have is Investments and Lonesome. Those are the first two records I have. The rest I just did production. You know, it's executive producing, or I made the beat and you know I pushed it. So any record you hear now is not my vocals. So you guys should look into the artists that are singing or rapping on it. I'm doing more of like a DJ Khaled type piece.
Okay. All right, but you're pulling together a group of individuals to come on your track. So you're a producer,
Yeah.
right? Had you even done that before? Like, had you been making beats since you were a kid?
No.
Like,
So this is the thing. There was a dark part of my life in music. It was in November 2000. This is I'm depressed. Like I'm telling you, I'm sad. I'm through. There's certain things I could have done to avoided a lot of ripples. Like, oh my goodness. But I should, and it was certain friendships or certain relationships, certain things I should have just. It was just obvious. It was like one of those things. Like, okay, when are you going to learn? Like, he or she is showing you like multiple times. So,
but you didn't want to. You keep on allowing it.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm like my mom. Like, it's like I can see the hurt through someone. I'm like, yo, I still want to assist, you know. But now it's completely different. Like, it's like, yeah, it's like it's not in my body anymore. Like I'm helpful, you know. But now it truly has to make sense. It has to make sense for me. Like it has like I'm done. Like on that aspect, I'm done. For producing, I've only produced for a year and 3 months.
Okay.
So, started making beats December 2019. November, December 2019. And then that's October, November is when I was like very depressed. I had situations happen for management. This is that. I had people. It's just like separate from me. Like they like they're trying to like push me with like go away type stuff, and it hurt because it was on a situation that like it was me for being there, but it wasn't me, which was cleared up afterwards. Thank God, you know, it was cleared up afterwards. But
in the moment, they thought it was your fault.
Yeah, it's like not even my fault. It is because it's still considered my fault because I'm in the situation and maybe they got dragged in. So or like you know, you get me like. I can't say it's just I was sad to see that it's like not choosing a side, but they that's not even sad, man. It's truth of the matter fact. I can't explain it. It's like I know what I want to say too, but I just literally can't I can't say it.
No, I get it.
So
I get it.
But
so, you know, all right. No, it's fine. Right. So at this point though, right, a year and a half ago, right, before COVID hits, everything, right, had you still been working on tech at all?
no.
Okay, so you stepped away from that. All right. Now you're all the way in on music.
Oh man, I'm crazy. I had a food truck in LA.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah, yeah, but that was like that was a different experience. But yeah, I had a food truck in DC. I had a food truck in LA.
Were you cooking on it?
No.
You outsourced it.
Yeah. I was on the truck sometimes when needed to be, but yeah, that was a different experience on its own. I'm telling you, there's just a lot. Now I'm just happy because I know what I like doing, and I know I know it's not even about. I'm gonna put myself in that pedestal because I know I'm gonna reach a certain horizon off my work. And
how do you know?
Huh?
How do you know?
Consistency. We already talked about it before the show. That's that word. Persistence, being persistent, and consistency will take you nearly anywhere. Even there could be certain blocking points, you know, if it's like generation to end, or if you know legacy name comes in, then you can obviously jump over a lot of things and just go in. You know, if you have that name, you know, if you have that brand. But me, I don't. I have myself, but it's like I know how I maneuver. I can see my milestones. I can see how I'm moving. I'm doing certain things that I know producers aren't doing. I know certain things that I know A&Rs aren't doing. I see things differently, man. Like
why?
Because you do, like you said, when you're in a certain environment, after studying it, it's like how do you move in it, like, and from there it's like how do you move more efficient? Because think about it like this: in any business you go into, you can make. Because I did even a water line, bro. Like I did water line, and I did that as a test trial. So it's like this: there could be businesses that you make $2K in a month, right? And you see the amount of work that you're doing for that $2K, you know, and that effort for that $2K a month. Also, you're doing another type of job or another type of service or whatever, and now you're making $15K a month, and you see the efficiency from that. You're like, yo, it makes sense to do this because I could still do this even if I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
100%.
it's a way of moving. So yeah.
Yeah. So thing is though, right? Because you keep on doing this, that. What do you think is your calling, right? Because you like to diversify. I get that, right?
I see myself like it's like this, man. I'm human. A lot of people, of course, they'll be like, "You're bleeding yourself out." Not me, but like a human will be bleeding himself out to test trial, right?
Of course.
But for me, I see it as a test trial, but now I have the blueprints to the side. So when if I do want to go back into it, I can, and it's there. It's not even like now I know how it move more efficiently. Like even with the food trucks, I know how to get it where it would be working for lunches and dinners, and then I have the catering gigs. I know how it would move now instead of going into the business and learning, and you know what I'm saying. So for me, it's kind of crazy, but the learning curve is what blesses me the most because I enjoy it. It's like I already know I'm the weak link, but like I'm gonna understand. It's just over time. I'm not really worried.
Yeah, I mean, I think anything over time. But what about, for me, I guess some of the biggest success, because I don't know, I used to do a lot of fucking different things, right? Like a lot. I was spreading myself way too thin, and it was, I don't know, I just never found the success that I was trying to look for in whatever I was doing, right? And then I started focusing on just a few things, right? And told myself, Brock, I'm only going to do this. I'm only going to, do the hair. I'm only going to do the podcast. I'm only going to do that. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less, but those three things. When I told myself that, right, and I stuck with it, instead of trying to do 15 things, I started seeing wins. And then once you start seeing wins, you grab onto that. And then you're like, okay, I want to get the next. And then you grab onto that. And then it's just like climbing up that motherfucking mountain,
Yeah.
So,
but for me,
well, for you, what is that? I mean, because there are people that can do fucking 50 million things. That's not me. I can do three things and three things really well.
Not even that too. I'll go back. I'll go back to the things that I like doing, But I'm still. It's like there's a lot in me that I still got to figure out. Like I want.
You're 27, dog. You're good.
Yeah. So it's like I like making beats. I like making music, man. I like that's what I love doing, man. And I don't care what anything around me feels because that's how I feel. Like this is like one thing that I feel good in, and I'm here to do the work for it, and I am doing the work for it. So it's a beautiful feeling. Like imagine before I was in the air, like I was jumping into other people's visions, man. Like straight up, it doesn't matter how you see it. Anywhere from corporate, anywhere from artist, anywhere from and I was jumping into other people's vision.
Yeah.
Even the first food truck I got into, it wasn't my vision. That was my boy's vision. So I jumped into it to sit like. So this is the first time in my life where I'm like, this is for me. Like even when I was in college, I wanted to do nutrition, but I didn't get to do it. I did computer science. That was my mom's vision.
Yeah.
For me,
Yes.
So I'm telling you, 2020 was the first time where it was like freelance, but 2021 is the first time, like literally coming into January, I told myself it has to make sense for me, and I'm doing this for me. Like literally, like if I don't want to do it, I'm not gonna do it, man. Just keep doing what makes sense for you. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
Yes.
So, that's where I'm at, man.
Dude, that's it, man. That's it, right? It's like sometimes you just have to turn off all the fucking noise, close our eyes, and go, what makes sense? And we have to continue to push through because a lot of times when you're going through it, you're going to go up against a wall, and it's going to be a lot easier to just fucking give up instead of throwing up the rope and climbing up it and going through it, right? And seeing yourself go over and then continue charging forward. But if we continue to take the easy way out, you're never going to find any success, right? Unless you get lucky. Sometimes people win the lottery. I fucking get that, right? But that's just luck, man. That is literally luck. There is a difference, right? There's a difference from being lucky compared to being dedicated, motivated, and obviously there's a little bit of luck thrown in there, right?
But to be honest,
Huge difference.
It's like this. If you wanted to make money, like let's say that's your goal, to make money, you know? There's certain people that are going towards a vision that's like bigger than them. Like for me, I'm working with hundreds of artists. Not, and I'm gonna keep going thin until I build as many connections as I can. That's the point. I'm trying to work with as many artists. There's a lot of talent around the world, and they should be shown, right?
Yes.
And I want to work with them.
Good.
Nice.
Good. That's it.
So, that's my goal. And I know for sure, like if I'm working with all these artists, when it's time to open up for tours and stuff, I'm still one human. So I can only jump on one tour. When that happens, I have producers that I know. I'll be like, yo, connect the dots. You can go there. You can go on tour. It's bigger than me, man. It's way bigger than me. So that's just one aspect. But I'm just saying, like, man, I like being a facilitator. That's one for sure. But I already know that's what I'm dominant in. But what I like doing is just making music.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, man, it's like what you enjoy doing. What you enjoy doing is making music, and you've said that a whole bunch of times, right? And so it's like that's facts. That's what you love doing. Is it easy for you to just throw the tech out the window and say, I'm not going to do it ever again?
No, it's not. Come on, bro. It's like I have that as a strong plan B. Like this, that's great.
It's a very strong plan B, right?
So okay, what's the worst that happen? I go fully broke all the way through. I go back to my mom's crib and make 6 figures, or I go fully broke. I stay here. I get a job and make 6 figures.
Right.
That doesn't mean I stop producing. It's just now I gotta look for a livelihood. That's the worst. Come on, man. Like come on. So that's why I get why people see me in a different. That's cool. I made myself like that, and that's why I see myself as the only seed left. I have to for the legacy, you know. But I worked for this. Like I put myself in position to do this.
Do people think you're crazy?
Oh yeah, come on, man. Always.
Like you had this job, like you fucking doing great, fucking killing it, and then all of a sudden come to LA and start doing all these other things.
What hurts me the most is when people try to advise me about my life. Like, let's not to be rude. It's like, man, they're like, oh man, like how's music going, right? I'm like, in my head, first thing I'm like, yo, you could be part of the journey. If you just give it a chance, Cool though. They're like, man, it's crazy that you left tech, man. Have you ever thought about going back? Like, you should go back. You were doing good. Like, I want you to do well. I want you to do the best, your best. I'm like, man, how can you advise me on something if you haven't even given me a chance on this aspect?
Yep.
And then on top of that, you haven't even been in this aspect to even give advice for both aspects. You going into this position and you being a creative. So, but the thing about me is, I look at them. I'm like, oh, you're right, man. I should look into it. You're funny, man.
No, it's crazy because
It's
like, dude, you're 27, man. You're fucking 27. Like, go for broke at this, man. Fucking give it all your fucking got, because life is finite. There's gonna come a time and a point when you look in the mirror and you're fucking old and you're gray and you got wrinkles and your balls are sagging. Like, dude, shit's gonna be fucking, coming out of every orifice of your body. But you got your brain, right? You got your fucking brain, and you don't want to look back and go, fuck, man, I just gave in because of what everyone else said. No, I gave it my fucking all. Maybe it worked. Maybe it didn't work. But that is so important. And so many people just throw the fucking towel in. Yeah. And it's just like, no, you're 27. You're still young. You're still young. Yeah. It's like, live your fucking life. Give it your all. And a lot of times when people stay consistent, right, they're going to find success. It's the people that give up. Right? Right? And success is not overnight, man. Success is not overnight. Dude, I'm doing this fucking podcast. It's been over a year, right? The guests have been getting better. The experience has been getting better. But it's fucking costing me a fuck ton of money. And I don't do ads right now because I'm not going to take shitty ass ads for companies that I don't give a shit about, right? And start spitting that off to the people that are listening to this just because I want to make a buck. No, but I'm doing it because I thoroughly enjoy it. And I give it all my extra time that I have, right? And I want to look back at my life, even if this didn't work out, right? I said, Brock, you fucking did it. You gave it your all. You met some cool-ass people. You created some amazing memories. And at least you tried.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's so important. That's so fucking important. So shout out to you, dog, because like fuck all the other noise. Fuck the like. Fuck that.
I already but now I know it doesn't even matter. Like it's one of those things. You like me, you don't like me. It's fine. This is a huge world. A lot of people are gonna love me, man, and people are loving me, and they're giving me love. So I'm fine.
Question is, do you love yourself?
Yeah, now I do.
Right.
It feels different, but there's still aspects I need to work on. Like, if you truly love yourself, you will cut out certain habits, and you'll try to practice. Like me, I need to practice myself more in that health habit, because that's still truly loving yourself. Because like now, I have my brain. Like I'm good. Like haven't been sad in a while. Like I guess that's a good thing. I don't know.
Of course. I mean, dude, it's
I'm just waking up, making music. I'm doing what I love doing. Like it's
okay to be sad though, right?
Yeah,
like, dude, yesterday I had a fucking meltdown. I had a meltdown on my wife. Like I talk about all the time. I'm fucking, I'm manic bipolar, but it's a strength for me. I take it as a fucking strength, and I understand when, sometimes I'm gonna be sad, and sometimes I'm like, why the fuck am I even sad? But I'm still sad. But it's like it's only temporary, right? So, we all go through it, but it is okay to be sad. It is okay to be upset, but it's not okay to allow that shit to just drag you and drag you and drag you down.
That's true.
But
the thing is, I always tell people, feel your emotion because that's your experience.
Yeah.
Like feel your emotion because that's your experience. But that's something I had to work on, like getting dragged by it, because that never had to happen. Like there's certain things you could just be like, nah, man, not today, bro. Like you don't got to, man.
It's a lot easier said than done, man, though.
That's the crazy thing, man. It's easier said than done. But now, since I went through I went through a lot. So whoever's watching this, they know. In LA, at least you guys know, I went through a lot in LA. But now I'm happy. Like I'm good.
Yeah, for me, the biggest thing, two biggest things personally for me, over the past couple of years, because the past year has been really hard for a lot of people, man. It's a whole new world, right? It's with COVID and the pandemic, it's changed a lot. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people are hurt. A lot of people have done well too, but it's just been a lot of death. It's just been a fucking strange year, right? And it does feel like we're finally getting not out of it, right? But we're getting to a point where, maybe in a year from now, this could hopefully be, in the past and behind us, right? But I can only say for me, my biggest thing is I have a strong, amazing therapist, and he has allowed me to really pinpoint and realize some of the feelings that I've been going through, and the emotions and all the bullshit in my life, and really work through it. I remember the first few months of going to therapy. This was like 2 years ago. Bro, for the first 3 or 4 months, I was so depressed. I was so sad. I was crying all the fucking time. And that's because I was facing everything that I had gone through in my life. Everything I'd gone through in my life, and it was really hard because I've put it in a box and I've just buried it deeper and deeper and deeper. And what happens is, if we don't face those things head on, they're going to come up in really weird and random times throughout our life and really bring us down. And like finding, Brandon, he's just really taught me how to face these things head on, right? And realize, why this is happening. And then how to move forward from it. But it was really hard in the beginning. But now, 2 years in, my whole life is fucking different. Even with the pandemic and everything like that, times were hard, but I was able to face things a lot easier. And so I don't know. I talk about this on the podcast all the time, and I'm sorry if you hear me say it again and again. I think every human being on the face of the planet can use a good therapist. The thing is that a lot, and I hate saying this because I hate generalizing, but there are a lot of shitty therapists out there. A lot of shitty therapists out there, and it can make the world of a difference. It can make the world of a difference. And a lot of people tend to give up, right? Because they go to a therapist, it's not a good experience, and they give up, right? So if you're listening and you are a therapist, like, and you're a good one, fucking shout out to you, right? And I mean, it's just so important. So, you know, that was like the biggest thing. And then this podcast, right? This podcast was the second biggest thing that's really helped me over the past couple years because, or the past year, because, you know, we don't realize, sometimes we think our lives suck or they're hard or they're this or that and the other. And then you start to listen to other people's experiences.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Like, why am I tripping? Why am I like this?
Yeah.
Like I've had Russ on Wheels, who is one of the most amazing human beings on the face of the planet. And he is paralyzed literally from the neck down. And you would think, at least I would think, if I was in that situation, I'd want to die. I'd want to give up. I'd be like, what the fuck is the point, right? And this man, this amazing human being, is one of the happiest, most content, appreciative people on the face of the fucking planet. He is an inspiration like no other. And another one is Brandon Mao, and his situation is different, but still, it's like these two individuals, they are just so appreciative of life and everything that they have. And it's like, on some of my hardest days, I'm like, dude, if Russ can wake up with a smile on his fucking face, what the fuck am I tripping on? Like, what the fuck am I tripping on? I can move my hands. I can move my feet. I can move like, what the fuck am I tripping on? So it's like, I don't know. So it's like those two things have really helped me out a lot. For you, right, going through this experience, what are some of the things that you have taken over the past year that has helped you out? And you know, maybe not so much, like, I guess both sides.
This past year?
Yeah.
Dang, there's a lot that I learned last year. First thing is, well, in LA, I understood that there's a lot of people that are running towards their purpose, right? There's a lot of people that fly out here to do a purpose, right? So they don't really have time to have a relationship or have a friendship or have any of that, like joint venture, like they don't have time to just chill because they're all running towards a purpose. So you have to really realize that. That says a lot itself. So they're sacrificing a lot to come here and do something, you know? So them being your friend, it's like, it can be truly temporary just because they're going towards something and you are too, you know? Yeah. So it can just be a strong brush off for each other. And that could be, still could be a beautiful thing because you get to see each other rise, you know? But for me, I just learned not to give homebound love here, or extreme homebound love here.
Because everything seems so temporary.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people say that, right? A lot of people say that, you know, LA, everyone's, you know, narcissistic and only in it for themselves. And, you know, that's kind of something I've appreciated, not living in like the heart of LA. I still live in Santa Clarita, which is like, you know, still got this small town vibe, where it's like people think differently. And so hearing you say that, it's like, fuck, man. Yeah, I've heard this countless times. It's like, it just seems so cutthroat.
It's not cutthroat.
Okay, what is it?
It's more like you could still be used as in the brush off. You get me? So, like, everyone's still running to a purpose. So if someone is dying out and they see something that's going, they can try to attach towards that to go up. So then that can allow you to bleed out. You know, so it's like a lot. It's a lot, man. I just learned a lot. In LA, just work upon yourself, and whoever you brush with, like along your way, just appreciate them. And if it's temporary, it's temporary. If it's long term, it's long term. But just keep focus on your path. You know,
on yourself.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we can't lose focus on ourselves, right? We have to, right? It's when we start caring and thinking about everyone else, you lose grasp on your own life. And it's not about being selfish, right? It's not being selfish. I mean, you can be selfish, of course.
Yeah,
but
you should be selfish.
In certain points, yeah, you should. You definitely should. What's 2021 going to be like for you?
I don't know, man. Right now, I'm developing a tape. It's gonna be like 16 tracks. It's gonna be like 30 artists.
Jesus.
They're all fire.
Jesus.
They're dope. I've got some records back. I was just like, dang, like, and they work fast.
Do you build the beat and then send it to them?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it's like, you know how DJ Khaled, he releases a tape.
Of course.
I'm gonna be doing the same thing, but it's gonna be
the best.
Yeah, it's gonna be same thing, international scale though. I'm gonna be like pairing artists internationally. So there'll be like, there's a record with an artist from UK, an artist from Belgium, and another one from France.
All on the same track.
Same track. And then
Nice.
the person who built the beat is me and an artist from Belgium. So it's like,
How does that work out? Like building the beat, like with two different people and two.
So
different
someone can they just need to build something upon the beat. So it can be one person builds the melodies and another person does the drums. You know, so it could just, people send out loops and sample packs. So for you to work on, and then you deal with splits after. You know,
That makes sense.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So how does that? How does that individual get credit for that track? If there's multiple people, like I've always thought about that. Right? You got
It's on credits. Like, there's credits.
That's it.
Yeah, there's credits and then there's splits. So I tell everyone, like, if they don't have an account, then they have an account. So it opens their mind again to do business. So, yeah, everyone receives splits. That's fair. And then keep moving. But it's like, it's a beautiful thing because it's everywhere. Like this, the name of the tape is going to be called Frequencies.
Okay.
It's crazy, man.
What's the kind of like
it's
the
everywhere.
the feel though?
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. The thing is, I'm still in the process. So more than 16 records are getting cut. It's like there's 40, 50 records are getting cut. There's a lot of artists, you know? So then for the first volume, they're going to be volume tapes. So for the first volume, there'll be 16 records. So starting from there.
When will you drop a single?
I'm going to drop a single from that tape. It might be like 2-3 weeks from now.
Jeez. You excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be interesting. It's like I'm doing what I wanted to do. It's crazy because I was talking about this to a brother of mine named Razak. We were in Estonia. We're in the Baltic region. We were in Estonia, and we're at like our boy Louis' crib. And I was telling him, like, bro, man, I know what I want to do. This is in 2019. I was like, yo, I really want to make like tapes that connect like talented individuals with each other that they wouldn't even think of, you know?
Yeah.
And like throughout the tape, they can, you know, observe and be like, yo, man, just connect certain pieces together.
Of course.
So, it's crazy that's happening. It's like, you know, you manifest certain things. It doesn't mean, even though you put it to the cut, it doesn't mean that it's gone. It's just, it's going to come back.
Of course.
You just got to be prepared for it. And this time I'm actually prepared for it because back then I was going to executive, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm building the beat as well. So it's different. So I needed the time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, and that's cool because this is yours. This is your baby. How many people have actually ever done that? Like people all over the fucking world. I mean, Khaled's done his shit, but it's like a lot of, I think mostly American artists, right? So
it's gonna be dope, man. It's the first volume. You're gonna see. There's gonna be heavy growth.
Yeah, I mean, you've already seen some heavy growth, that is for sure, online. So this next chapter of your life is definitely going to be that next level. Yeah. All right. Are you scared, nervous, excited?
It's like this, man. It's like I value the time that I have with myself now.
Yeah.
But when things open up, I'm slowly moving into studios and doing sessions. But when stuff open up, I'm just gonna be moving. Like,
yeah. So you're just recording it all from obviously home right now?
No, I do the production from home, or I do production in studios. Like,
yeah.
Last night I was with an artist named Viva Swan, talented Indian singer. He's gonna be on the tape as well. So it's like, you get me? It's
yeah.
So it's dope.
That's fucking dope, dude. And it's hip hop, R&B. What the fuck is it?
It's frequencies.
I like that, man. So it's just gonna be fucking shit all over the world, kind of jumbled.
Certain people are gonna vibe with certain records.
Of course. And so you pair the individuals to work on, like, I can see these two people, or how's that work out?
Yeah, I do that with. I do that with certain records, like the French record. That's when I did it. Like the artists from UK, the artists from Belgium, the artists from France, all three of them. They're artists that can speak French. I'm not gonna say French artists. You get me? Because I'm not gonna box them.
Yeah.
But they're artists that speak French. So they did a French and English record together. So
Fuck yeah.
and they're there. Like we're all in different sides of the world. So it's like it's crazy.
How do you find these people? Just the internet?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it's the internet. It's like you value certain frequencies, man.
You're just drawn to it.
Yeah, you're just like, wow, like, and then if the chance is there, you can work with them.
Amazing. Isn't it so fucking cool that we have this ability now to work with individuals? Like,
Yeah, you can work with individuals through Zoom now.
Yeah.
You literally do studio sessions through Zoom. It's nuts. It doesn't even make sense anymore.
Yeah, you're so right, because you guys could both be on Zoom, right? And
Yeah.
they could just be recording on their shit. And
Yeah,
you could be,
and you're both using the same tool.
damn, dude, that's so crazy. I never thought
Yeah,
about
screen
that.
share it. Screen share the same screen so these.
Holy shit,
So
man.
it's man, it's a different. It's literally it's a digital age.
Yeah.
That's why I remember you were talking about Ethereum,
Ethereum, yeah.
Ethereum. My throat was dry.
I got it.
So there's things called NFTs. I don't know if you look
Yeah,
into
yeah,
them.
non-fungible tokens. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yes.
huge into cryptocurrency and blockchain. I have been since 2016.
Oh snap!
Yeah, yeah.
Good for you,
I was
man.
actually gonna I was thinking about leaving the hair space one time and getting into the blockchain space. I was taking a lot of like just online course, things like that, right? Because I always wanted to get into the tech world, and but I never ended up making the leap, and I'm totally fine, right? But yeah, absolutely, yeah. NFTs, 100%.
Yeah, but there's things where producers can do certain things on NFTs, like sell digital coins.
Yeah.
It could be it can be reused. That's the thing. It's like literally you can put beats on there and then it can be leased out through there and then you get paid through crypto. It's crazy.
Isn't that crazy, right?
I don't even like. I don't. You can sell exclusives for coins now, like
Yeah.
Ethereum. It's just like
It doesn't make sense, right?
and it's wild because right now it's very open. Like
Yeah.
it's fairly new. People are catching on now.
100%.
Yeah, but I'm
Dude, this space right here, right? Like we look at Bitcoin at like 50K right now. We look at Ethereum, right? And like just even the price valuation, right? It does seem like a lot to some people, right? But we're going to see over the next decade this shit just take off like fucking wildfire, and open up opportunities for people to work together on the internet. See, my voice is all fucked up too, right? Internet, as if they were in the real world, right? Like, we've never been able to really do that, right? Like, it's like you send an email and that shit can be printed fucking 50 million times, but now with NFTs, like it just changes the game, right? You can do, digital artworks, you could do songs, you could do homes, you could do whatever the fuck you want. And it's as if I'm just handing it to you in the real world.
Yeah.
And then with smart contracts and all of that shit, right? It's just,
the NBA. You saw what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're doing virtual cards.
Exactly.
And virtual clips. I mean, they're smart, man. You just purchase clips and they're yours now.
Well, dude, you gotta
fucking crazy.
You gotta figure, right? In the next 10, 20 years, these paintings on my wall, fucking screens are gonna be so thin and so fucking cheap that we'll have digital fucking Obey paintings or digital whatever, right? And it'll be right on the wall, on your fucking wall, right? I could do a wallpaper that's all just screen and change whatever the hell I want. And so you buy this badass fucking art piece and, you can do whatever the hell you want. So it's just like, the technology is just, it's growing at such a massive rate. And it's just so cool to see everything that is happening. And there's good and bad in everything, it's like social media has been, good in one aspect and fucking terrible in another aspect, right? But I think any emerging technology, as time goes on, things start to level out. It's like you look at Bitcoin. It is very volatile. It's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But as the price gets higher and higher, right, and the supply gets taken more and more and more, that volatility is going to be less, way less. You got to figure $1 million Bitcoin, the volatility is not going to be swinging 15% in a day.
No.
So it's just, it's the beginning of everything, right? As we start to wrap this up, man, okay? you look back at your life, right? What are some of the biggest things that you have taken to become the man you are today?
I don't know. I took a good amount of L's, man.
I like that.
I sacrificed myself when I shouldn't have a good amount of times, but those lessons taught me. It's always good to help another person, but there's also a stage of your life where you realize time is frequency. I mean, time is the currency. So you don't want to mess up with your own currency now. It's just
no.
So yeah,
I like that though, right? The L's, your losses, right? It's like you talk to any billionaire, talk to Elon Musk, he talks about all the time. It's like some of the biggest things that he's learned from his failures.
Yeah.
Right. It's like
it humbles you, but you still learn. Yeah.
Dude, you do. You 110% do. And it's in the moment, it sucks, right? It's it's saying hindsight's 2020. Well, it's true, right? It's in the moment, losing whatever, right? Whatever the hell it is, sucks. But as time goes on, you start to grow and you start to learn from it, and it allows you to become the person you are today. And you're still young, man. You got a lot of life to live, So that being said, as we wrap this fucking shit up, man, I really appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you coming on, bullshit with me for the past couple hours, share your story, drop some good stuff. People listening, where the heck can they find you? Where can they find your shit? Dog!
Find it Anweezy, Anweezy on all platforms. Stream the music. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah, just show some love.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on, bro.
Yeah, same.
Anything else? Anything else?
Stay real with yourself. This world moves too fast. So even if you float, that doesn't mean it's bad, but still, be real with yourself, man. Try to stay grounded.
Facts, dog. Facts. Light this joint up. Get the fuck out of here.
There we go.
Mazel tov. Peace out. Thanks, dog. Woo! Boom! Wowzers! Thank you so much for watching the podcast. If you guys like everything that we're doing, definitely subscribe to our channel. You see my head? Hit that right there. And if you guys want to watch more amazing content on Back to Your Story, hit that bad boy right there. Have a good night, people. Peace out. Mother boop.